Washington State Republican Party Chairman Jim Walsh here at the Capitol in Olympia. And in my capacity as a state legislator, this is the first day of the 2025 legislative session in Olympia. And it's kind of like the first day of school. Everybody's excited. My great seatmate from the 19th District, Joel McIntyre, is here. And as you can see, he's in full regalia of his Scottish heritage for the first day of the legislative session. I don't know, are you going to wear this every day, Joel?
No, it's just the first day. In the rules, it actually says you can wear cultural historic regalia on the floor. Now, I'm not going to abuse that and every day, just the first day.
Anyway, so it's the first day, largely ceremonial. There's a swearing-in ceremony and an election of the Speaker of the House and other things. There are a couple of speeches, but not very many that'll be made. And then that first day of ceremony will be finished. There are a couple of serious committee hearings today. That's a little unusual. Later this afternoon, there are hearings on two bills that are particularly controversial. One is the left's beloved rent control bill, creating a very rigid and restrictive system of rent control here in Washington. The other is one of the several controversial hate speech bills. That one has a committee hearing later this afternoon, too. So there's actually a lot of stuff going on today with these bad bills getting hearings. And then there are a couple of other issues that will be percolating generally. Joel, you can talk about the taxes we're dealing with.
Always taxes, Jim. So every year we're discussing what taxes may increase, what new taxes may be implemented. There is no shortage of that this year, and especially because of our forecast. So as many people know, we have to forecast out at least 4 years on our budgets. That means you're going to have to look ahead. If you were in your own home life, you think you're going to get a new car, you think you're going to get a new house, or are you going to upgrade your internet to something faster, or are you going to stay with where you're at? These are the same kind of questions we have to ask ourselves here in the legislature. And when we do look out, we see a problem. And that problem is we are going to be spending a lot more money, and we're going to be bringing in a lot more money, but not enough. And so the question is, what do you do to fix that problem? And one of the things that's been proposed, as always has been from our friends in the Democrat Party, is they say this is a perfect opportunity for us to take more money from the private sector, from property owners, from business owners, from citizens of Washington State, and bring it here to Olympia. And the way we see the problem is we say, instead of taking more money away from families and bringing it here to Olympia, what if we just depress the appetite of Olympia? What if we were able to make some cuts or even just hold steady our budget? So the reason why we're always arguing about budgetary things every year, but this is important because we can see that the numbers do not align. And so there's going to be serious discussions and arguments about taxes. And we are going to be fighting with everything we have to say no new taxes, no tax increases, hold things steady and make cuts where we need to make cuts in appropriate places. And we can make those two numbers meet. I'm sure of that. And I think people on our side of the aisle are sure of that. It's just a matter of, can we make that case to the other side and to the public in general?
And that's what the battle's going to be. We're going to make the case, no new taxes, no tax increases, but let's get a grip on our spending. Hold it steady for the moment, maybe a few small cuts, but I don't believe we even need to cut to the bone. I think with a few small, just very tactical reductions in what we spend and really just holding the line, we can shrink that projected deficit a few years out. That's kind of where the battle lines are drawn. There are going to be issues around things like hate speech and the rent control, some of the fentanyl, law enforcement issues, a few healthcare issues and parental rights issues, the usual policy issues. But right now, the focus in this session is going to be on budgets and taxes. And I think that we have good solutions where we don't get our hair on fire and run around in circles screaming. We are rational, we are deliberative, and we control our spending. We can continue to support the police. We can continue to support K-12 schools. We can continue to support our bridges, our ferries, and our roads, and not have to raise taxes. Well, that's it for the first day. Joel, any last thoughts?
The best thing you can do at this moment is make a New Year's resolution to yourself that you will daily update yourself on what's happening in Olympia. The best way to make a good offense is to be knowledgeable And so if you want to make a change in Washington State, if you want to see things done differently, the very first thing to do is to have the facts on your hip pocket, ready to use when you need them. So be tuning into these episodes, check the legislative pages the state puts out, know what bills are coming through, sign in to testify, come here with your friends ready to protest, just be involved. But the first way to do that is be educated about what's happening.
Be informed. You can use the state party's portal for information on bills coming through the legislature. You can use any of the legislative caucuses or any of the groups that are friendly to sort of common sense conservative values. We're getting much better at giving you the tools, the internet links, the talking points to get active in an effective way. That's it for today. First day of session here in the state legislature. There's going to be a whole bunch of new. I'll talk more about that in a few days. But for now, be well, stay strong, and I'll talk to you soon.